Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be painting Bigfoot, doing a Bigfoot painting. Not the only Bigfoot painting I have ever done or ever will do. No, it is the first Bigfoot painting I've ever done, but not the last. Using my Stay Wet palette. I don't know why I keep going on and on about this thing. It's a freaking plastic box. But it's just because people always ask me what I'm using for that, so I just like to include it somewhere so people know. Pouring my water. I thought this was a really cool shot. I'm gonna be honest. That's why I put it in there. I thought it looked cool to do that, and I still do, and I like it. This is my sketch. I thought about this sketch for a long time. This is my original one, and it was in a little thumbnail. I really like the thumbnail. Then I did a first draft, which I did not like because I found the Bigfoot looked too small. And it's all based off of this forest at night photograph that I saw on Pinterest. And I absolutely loved it. And something about it just really made me want to put a Bigfoot in there. And I didn't want to do a Bigfoot like I normally do because I just wanted to try something different. And I've been rewatching Wednesday. So I was like, let me do one that's kind of like Cousin It, if you will. I just wanted it to be like, because the photograph is taken in a way where there's like flash and there's strong shadows, I wanted to make a lot of fur that's very like long hair so that it can be really shiny, because when you take the flash photos, your hair looks super shiny. That's the kind of look I wanted this Bigfoot to have, something really luxurious. Okay. These are my paintbrushes. They're just called Princeton, and I just wanted to show you what the sizes were. I don't really know, like, people always ask me, like, what kinds of paintbrushes. I just used whatever I found at the art store. It's a really good art store, though, so they're good brushes, but I can't really give you too much information brush-wise. I just pick the size that I want, and I just pick it out of the bin that says for gouache or for watercolor and acrylic or whatever. So that's all I got for you there. I'll have more information on that in the future once I learn more about brushes. For now, I'm basically just using whatever looks good, you know? So I'm not going like exactly by the photo. I wanted to switch it up a bit, but I definitely was inspired a lot by this photograph that I had found. Oh yeah, and I should probably tell you that this actually traumatized me. I completely forgot starting to do this voiceover because now it's been like a week or two since I actually did this painting, and I struggled so hard now that I'm remembering. But anyways, looking at the photo, I wanted to make those trees quite light, but as usual, I forgot that you're supposed to start darker and when you're working with gouache, and also like to get the tree bark look that I wanted to. I had this similar problem last week from last week's video. That's why I'm saying as usual. But I fixed that quite easily because they're just straight trees. What I really have trouble with is leaves. I just always like can't figure out how to do them properly, especially when they're tiny. So you'll see how it turns out. I think it turned out really cool and I really like it, but I suffered. I suffered every minute of it. It took a long time. I had to stop at one point and watch a Bob Ross video. Because Bob Ross calms me to no end. Is anybody else like that? I just love Bob Ross. In the pandemic, I like actually went through a phase of watching so much Bob Ross videos. It actually became a problem, I think. Just kidding. It could never be a problem. Anyways, so just working away at these trees, there was a very specific look that I wanted to get, a very not too barky, like they're not very barky trees, they're kind of smooth trees. So I wanted to make sure I got that look, and I was actually had a lot of fun doing that part. It took a little while to get, but I definitely really enjoyed it. The part I was worried about was the like where the shadows are gonna go, what the background was gonna look like, how I was going to do that, and the grass and the leaves, because I was scared. Also, the fur on the hair on the Bigfoot. I'm not sure if you would call it fur or hair, and I don't deign to sort of guess into those things for fear of offending a Bigfoot that could possibly be watching. I just wanted to answer a frequently asked question, and I figure that today is as good a day as any because I keep forgetting. Oh my God, I keep forgetting to also say that my name is M at the start of my friggin' videos. My name's M. E-M. You can call me M. Okay. The frequently asked question is, how did I start doing art? Am I self-taught or did a person teach me? And the answer is YouTube mostly taught me. I always had a huge interest in art growing up, and I always took like art in as many times as I could in school. If there was, when you can take like drama or art, visual art or music, I definitely wasn't going to be ever taking music, and certainly not drama if I had a choice. But I always took visual arts anytime I could. And I really, really enjoyed it. Like as a class, that was kind of like the only thing I liked doing at school. And as a hairdresser, I've been a hairdresser for years. I'm not anymore. Now I just do this full time. But as I would do it when I would be waiting for my customers to come, or I would just like do some sketching, and I kind of started taking it more seriously in 2017 or 2018. And I didn't start posting on Instagram until I would say 2019. And then I got TikTok, and then I started like just trying to learn as much as possible. And yeah, my goal was just always like learn more, like just get better and better and better and just keep practicing, but also have fun. Another thing that helped my interest in art, even as I was growing up, was that my grandfather does a lot of art, and so does my mom. And my dad even does art. He does a lot of woodworking and more like sculpture kind of stuff. He really likes to make like leather sculptures of dinosaur skulls and stuff like that, and they're really, really cool. I'll show them to you. I'm planning another video where I'm going to show them. And my grandfather makes sculptures and paintings, and my mom likes to paint as well. So me and my mom used to sit and watch just a bunch of Skillshare classes. We would watch Chris Hong's Skillshare classes on how to draw portraits, and we would just practice, especially during the pandemic. I would just go over there and we would just draw as much as we could all day, and just because it was fun. And yeah, so that's how I just really, really enjoy it. And yeah, I didn't go to school for it or anything special like that, but I have put a lot of time into it. And I really like that it's something that's like a constant journey. So like forever, you can just keep getting better. There's no end. You can just keep on trying new stuff forever. So I find that really like appealing about art in general. And yeah, so I think that's all I have to say about that, really. I didn't go to art school is the question. The question I get a lot is, did you go to art school? And no, I did not. I just self-taught, but really watched a lot of Chris Hong. I can't stress that enough. I've watched so many Chris Hong videos. M. Hughes art is really good for painting, especially with gouache. So, and the Proco channel too is really good because that one helps a lot with like technical stuff. And sometimes you come across a video on there where you're like, wow, that was like really extremely helpful. I don't know how many Proco videos I've watched that have really changed my thought process and stuff that I was stuck on and just made things click. So those are the channels that I would recommend. So yeah, so just let me know. I guess I would say that I just had a big influence with a lot of my family members. Even my sister does a lot of art too. She does glass art. So just like everybody's doing art all the time. So that was really helpful in me, wanting to do stuff like this. So I hope that answers the question, and please ask me more questions because I love answering them and I love having topics to talk about in my videos as well. Besides just the regular stuff like how I'm painting and everything or drawing like that. So these trees were pissing me off. That's what I got to say next. Okay. I really liked the one on the furthest left that what we're looking at. But this big one, it was more of a pine tree kind of thing. And I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but I absolutely can never figure them out. And every November, yeah, I'm pissed. It just wasn't looking right. It was too small. I had to stop and watch Bob Ross with a blanket. And then I had to come back. I took a break and I just worked on the other trees instead. And I liked doing the shadows. That was really, really fun. So even the Bigfoot, like the hand, the fur was not looking good. I just had to do a lot more layers, but I really didn't know where I was going. I didn't know how to achieve what was in my head. And that was like, I was just really like thinking about like, how do I do this? Because I did really like the way the bark on the trees looked. I was like, I'm shutting this thing down. Let me put this aside. Let's let it dry. Sometimes you need to just stop. And I got a couple orders. Thank God. So I needed to pack them, which is one of my most favorite things to do. I love packing orders. I love getting orders. Obviously, who wouldn't? These are some of my Drawtober prints that I just released. So I was jazzed because people actually ordered them. So just setting them up, I gave a couple, I think some people ordered some stickers, but I do always give a little freebie here and there. Definitely in every order that I pack. I'm always doing the art stuff, and Fourth Wall does the clothing and all that because I wouldn't be able to like house that type of stock, you know. Anyways, so I just packed up these orders and it calmed me down. I like to do tasks like this, setting it up, getting like aligning it, putting them away in the packages and stuff. I don't know. It's just like one of those things that's really fun for me. And then I get to go over to the store and mail them. So it really isn't all bad. And it actually is, in fact, okay. So I was like, okay, let me try this again. I'm going to use this brush and let's just work on something else. Let's figure out the Bigfoot because it can't be too hard. And I was like, I'm going to use my swiping. I call it like a swiping brush technique because I just kind of generally put a little bit of paint down. Yeah. And then I let the brush get a bit dry, I even tap it on the paper towel a bit. And then I swipe it on the wet paint just to make a nice smooth blended effect. And then this is where everything changed because I figured out finally how I wanted to do the hand. And I figured out how to make it a nice shiny, that shiny color that I was looking for, that shiny look. And that really turned things around for me. It really brought my confidence back and I felt a lot better about it. And then I started having fun again and I was like, oh, there's that will to live coming back around. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. Another specific thing I wanted about this Bigfoot is that I wanted it to look creepy in the eyes, and I did want it to be sort of a scarier look. I don't know if I really achieved that because I can't seem to help but making stuff look a little bit cute here and there sometimes, which I still don't mind. I just end up going that way because I'm like, oh, what if I did this? It would be cute. And that's just how it goes. But I did want it to be kind of creepy with like the holes, the dark holes for the eyes. And then I end up putting like a little glowiness in the eyes too. And I thought that was kind of like a little bit different and fun. And yeah, I just can't stress enough how much I really, really liked the inspo photo that made me want to make this painting in the first place. I struggled with the grass too. I'm going to be honest with you. It was like, the grass was a long process that I kept painting over, but I kind of just spared you all of that because it was just useless at this point. I took a very, very small brush and started doing some sort of in-between stuff. At one point I was like, should I use my brush pen? But I thought that would only make things worse due to the fact that I don't actually really know how to use that brush pen, it turns out. So that's unfortunate. So finally I had gotten through all of the hard parts. I did the best I could. And then I decided to go through and put some more shadows in the back. I was getting a little saucy with it, getting a little confident about the way that it was looking vis-a-vis the shadows. So yeah, I just added a few more in the back and basically made it really, really dark back there because that's how it sort of looked in the photo. And then I wanted to make the little glowiness in the eyes. And I really, really like how the Bigfoot looks. This isn't normally how I would do a Bigfoot. Normally it would have like a mouth and nose and stuff. But like I said, I wanted to just be like, I don't know, weird, like Cousin It. And then I decided at last second to put a couple more eyes in there. So this is what we're looking at. and actual satisfying tape pull this time, because I did actually have to use the tape for painting reasons, not just to hold the paper down. So that was fun. And then I just erased whatever little chalky lines I had from my pencil with my kneadable eraser. And then of course I had to sign it naturally. And that's what it looks like all done. It was a struggle. It's a gift and a curse. I like the end result, and I definitely learned a lot, and I think I could have used a bit more warming up before. Look at these crazy shots I'm doing. Why was I taking so long? I'm experimenting with sort of the outro kind of way of things, you know? So this is what the result of that is. But this is actually how it looks. I love the shadows, and I love the Bigfoot, frankly. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!